Hello, everybody. Welcome back to Radio Entrepreneurs. And we want to thank all our listeners over 8 years who have tuned into Radio Entrepreneurs, who are interested in the stories of entrepreneurship and how people are dealing with this economy. As everyone knows, every week I like to check in with the fabulous, incomparable Marc Z for our Marc Z moment. Also, my favorite tennis player for those who love tennis. Welcome back, Marc.
First of all, thank you for that wonderful introduction, Jeff. I'm going to disappoint you. Unfortunately, I have another Achilles issue. So hopefully we'll play tennis soon as I deal with this, because I really enjoy playing tennis with you, and I want to tell you, you get better with age.
Well, I still need you to come teach me your kick serve.
I'll look forward to that. I look forward to that. Well, first of all, I just want to say that I know this is a topic we're regularly looking into every quarter and monitoring it. It's interesting. I just heard on the news on work-life balance, or in terms of working remotely, in terms of subjects where employers continue to try to find some kind of a balance in terms of coming into the office every day, or working remotely, or hybrid relationships. And I was just hearing on the news that Amazon is now looking for its employees to come back every day. And I think that companies are making, and firms are making, some kind of a decision in terms of what works and what doesn't work. It's a balance. In professional services organizations, you want to have a presence, and at least be able to have employees come in at some point, if it's going to be an integral part of a management team, if it's going to be an integral part of the practice of law, with where partners and associates and counsels are working on client matters. Some firms, what they're doing is they're having well, obviously employees, but they're having all the attorneys and staff come in at certain key days. So that way they'll see each other, be able to connect with each other and strategize with each other. But there's some kind of arrangement, even if it's quarterly. Like I was talking to somebody yesterday, their employees, the majority of their employees, particularly their attorneys or executives, are doing a quarterly arrangement. So it's something that employers, especially now that we're away from the summer and we're into the fall, employers continue to grapple with. And the whole working remote versus working in person and hybrid relationships are continually on employers' minds.
Well, just to be a little bit controversial, to add to that, I'm just going to say, having myself been an employee at a Fortune 100 company at one point in my career, bad judgment on the part of personnel for hiring me. If you're working for Planet Amazon, and they really are a world upon themselves with their own healthcare plans, not healthcare providers. It's a world, and it has a compensation, and it's a country upon itself. And I think if somebody wants to work in that kind of corporate world, you have to accept that big parent, big brother, big sister is going to call all the shots, all the rules, and you're going to get the benefits as a result of being in a community like that. If you're an attorney, where you can own your own book of business, and it's eat what you kill, and it's much more of an individualistic society, I think if you're going to develop an individualistic culture, you have to accommodate that individualistic with some balance more. So I think, again, culture drives strategy. That's what I believe. Google, the culture is, you're in Google. In a law firm, you're still a little bit more individualistic. So I think, again, your main point is customize, understand for employer and employee, understand who you're signing up with, because that's what you're going to get.
Right. For example, even if you as an employee, as a whether it's an executive, manager, whatever level in professional services, in small businesses, in different industries, if you want to know the inner workings of an organization, even if it's going to be a remote, even if it's going to be a hybrid situation, you want to make sure you start in a certain way in person, even if it's 3 days a week, and then eventually go fully remote. Or if it's something in terms of the practice that they want you in every day, the firm, the company, and then what they'll do is say, okay, after 3 and 6 months, we'll pick times where you can start working more remotely. The goal is to make sure you have all the skills or the foundation necessary to be able to have the remote time work.
Well,
And
I'll add to that. I'll personalize it again. My son, who's an adult, my son just took a position, an executive position, but it's a new position that was created by his employer. And he was like, they want me in the office every day. And I was like, until they've got you trained, until they know what you do for a living, because they've never done this position before, until they know that you're providing value, I think that's normal. Once they know that they can rely upon you and you're providing value, I'm sure they're going to become more flexible for you, but you better provide value. It's amazing how employers are more flexible with their producers. The trick is, be a producer, you get more rights. Don't be a producer, you get more management, or you get out.
Correct. And as an employee, you don't want to unilaterally say, oh, by the way, I missed the train, or I missed this meeting into the office. I'll just work remotely today. That's the other thing. I mean, you want to be able to follow what the policies are, and that way ultimately build sort of a hybrid schedule if that works best for you. But the whole idea is to make sure the employee has the maximum information, the maximum foundation, to be as productive as possible. So the employer, as you say, will say, okay, we'll work toward that. We'll work toward a policy that works for you.
I don't know how you do it, Mark. Every week, a different subject, all relevant to workers, employers, about how to build a better organization. If people want to know more from that deep reservoir of Mark Z, how do they find you?
Well, first of all, Jeff, go on the wonderful Radio Entrepreneurs website, radioentrepreneurs.com. Google Marc Z, M-A-R-C in the letter Z. Go to marczlegal.com, MARCZLEGAL.com, and 617-338-1300.
And don't forget, everybody, this is just my sideline. I'm also Jeffrey Davis of Mage, management consulting from the Boston area, at JDavis at MAGE, right above you, USA.com, or on those icons, you can just put your phone to them. Mark, I'll see you next week, hopefully before then, on Radio Entrepreneurs.
Thank you.